So, as of today, Dwight Howard has left the Los Angeles Lakers to go to the Houston Rockets. And quite frankly, I'm just meh. Like, if he would have stayed, obviously he would have benefited our team, greatly. Obviously, he's still the best center in the league at 100%. But now that he left, it's the only reason to me it's sad because we lost Earl Clark. Matt Barnes chose to stay with the Clippers. Chris Copeland signed with the Pacers. Uh, OJ Mayo, I think he went to the Bucks. JJ Redick is in the Clippers now. So anyone that we potentially had they're trying to go after that was either young or youthful, possibly a shooter, it's going to be sort of cheap, it's basically out the window. And not only that, but Dwight basically goes to Houston and we get nothing in return, which very, very much sucks. Because if we could have somehow pulled off a sign and trade with the Warriors, maybe got, I don't know, Harrison Barnes and Klay Thompson, or Klay Thompson and Andrew Bogut, I would have been okay with that. Losing Dwight would still suck, but the fact that we actually got something back from him would have made the pill a little bit easier to swallow. But with that being said, now that he's gone, and I'm off Twitter, paying attention to every single thing he says, now I can finally just hop in my bed and go to sleep after and be okay the next day and act like nothing ever happened. But one of the reasons that he left was he felt that Houston was a better fit for him. Now, despite, whatever drove him away from LA, whether it was Kobe or Nash or D'Antoni or the fans, whatever drove him away, it's in the past. But the fact that he said Houston is a better fit for him, I don't really agree with that entirely, because from a basketball standpoint, if you look at their three best players, the three best players are Chandler Parsons, Jeremy Lin, and James Harden. And this team is primarily a run and gun sort of team. They're not really a slow down, dump it into the post kind of team, that slow playoff basketball type, team. And especially considering that their current center, which is Omer Asik, who is, by the way, trying to get traded away, and the Rockets are looking at either Ryan Anderson or Josh Smith from the Hawks. Now, as far as I can tell, that guy doesn't have post game, and neither does Dwight. So the fact that they already don't dump it down to the post, they're not even naturally inclined to do it. I know, granted, they'll have a training camp or something like that, and they have Kevin McHale, who's one of the best power forwards of all time, whose post game was crazy, and then the equally just as insane, even, in my opinion, the best post player of all time, Hakeem Olajuwon, trying to teach Dwight some stuff down there. It still doesn't seem like a real fit to me, because at the end of the day, the team is a run and gun team because they're made, for that small ball style of play. I know they have the shooters, they have the ball handling, the perimeter defenders, they have the youth, to sort of, give Dwight the room to operate, potentially be the man and possibly overshadow James Harden. But the team is small, and I don't think they'll just simply utilize the Dwight in the post, because they're not a dump it down to the post kind of team. They already had one center that couldn't play the post, so now they bring in another one who's not really that great at post moves, and I just don't really see that really being much of a transition, even considering that it's Dwight Howard. I just don't really see it working out too well. Now, there's nothing else I really could say on this. It's just that sad that it went down like that, with all the drama and everything being sort of misconstrued along the Twitter. Twitter broke the news to me first, but it also jumbled it up along the way. So it just made the whole thing stressful. He's in Houston now, so whatever, he's not my problem. Unfollow Instagram, unfollow Twitter, post Kobe's Vominos picture, feel better about myself, and then, we'll move on. I pray we do something, because honestly, I'm tired of seeing everyone make moves. Like JJ Redick's with the Clippers. Iggy went to the Warriors. OJ Mayo to the Bucks. All these teams, they're just making moves. They're either making moves or re-signing players, like the Knicks kept Prigioni and J.R. Smith. You know, freaking Manu decided to stay for 2 more years. Bellinelli, which was Chicago's, you know, really only scoring threat at the 2 guard position. You know, then he decided to go to the Spurs. But then they picked up Mike Dunleavy, which is, I guess, you know, he was cheap. So if he does pay off, then you can say you got him from cheap. And then if he doesn't pay off, then once again you can say you got him from cheap. So, I mean, everyone's just making moves, and we haven't really done anything besides lose out on Dwight, lose out on Earl Clark, lose Matt Barnes, you know, all this other stuff. And we just really haven't done anything, and jumble this on to the awful season we had last season. It's just not looking really good. I mean, I know everyone's trying to be optimistic and looking for the 2014 super free cap room space thing, but sitting through another insufferable year of Laker basketball, I just don't really feel about that life. Because last season was definitely one I would not have repeat ever again, ever. So, that's all I have to say on this. Feel free to let me know what you think. And if you agree that he made the right move, or if so, where do you think he would have been a better fit at? So, just let me know. And until next time. Also, I mean, it's been a while since I made a video again, but sometimes you just gotta have the right topic. And I was in a little bit of a rut, but we'll get over that. So hopefully I'll start making videos again, and because I really enjoy them, and I like just talking and putting my thoughts out there. So anyway, later days.